So what I'm about to say may run counterintuitive to who I am as an astrologer. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gabriel and I'm an astrologer, and I am also a coach. And I actually think that coaching is more powerful than astrology. So just hear me out for a bit. I think it's important to recognize that astrology is essentially just information and data. An astrologer is trained to read and interpret those data. And it's important to recognize that the same set of data can be interpreted by different astrologers differently. And this is why astrologers disagree all the time. They disagree on the system used, they disagree on how the data is being mined, and of course they disagree on the outcome or the interpretation. So what's going on here is that there is data, and then there is the astrologer's lens in which they put onto the data to sort of read and inform the client. In other words, every astrological consultation is deeply subjective. It's subjected to the lens in which the particular astrologer uses. I think it's important to recognize that it is not a good or bad thing. And this is why certain astrologers seem to resonate with certain people, because essentially they share similar lens of looking at the world. Which means that sometimes if you consult an astrologer and they don't share the same lens and philosophy and beliefs as you, you might find it very difficult to sort of like listen to what they have to say. I think there's always a place for doing astrology in this manner, and this is where coaching deviates and why I think it's better. Because coaching is less about the astrologer's way of seeing the world and more about the coachee's way of seeing the world. Rather than having the astrologer telling you what they think is right or how they see the world, what a coach does is to get you to interrogate and reflect on the way you see the world and to see how that may or may not be the problem that is causing all the issues in your life right now. And a good coach does all of this from a non-judgmental space without imposing their standards of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, and what is bad. At the end of the day, the coach partners with the coachee to figure out what works for them and what is effective for them. And honestly, in the 6 years that I've been working as an astrologer, this is much better. This is much better because people don't learn like this. People don't just passively absorb information. And we're talking about adults here, you know, if you're an adult, you have developed your own way of looking at the world or working in the world that you think works for you. It may not be creating the results that you want, but it's definitely still working for you, because if it's not working for you, you would have ditched it long ago. In summary, the difference between astrology and coaching is this. Astrology tells you what is wrong, but coaching gets you to realize what is wrong. And I think this is a small but game-changing difference. As an astrologer and a coach, I do both, so drop me a line if you're interested.